Hi, boys and girls. All right, today we're going to start a new lesson, and it's about 8.6. It's inches and feet, okay? So what is a foot? We've learned what an inch is, right? We used those little square tiles, and then we looked at the ruler, and we saw what an inch was on the ruler, and we measured with the ruler. When you put 12 inches together, that makes 1 foot. Every single ruler that you see, usually, will always have, most rulers will always have 12 inches. So I'm going to show you over here. So if you look, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, 11 inches, 12 inches, okay? And that's a ruler, right? It has 12 inches. Most rulers do. And the reason is because when you put those 12 inches together, that makes a foot. And no, not the foot that you have with toes, not that kind of foot. A foot that we use for measurement. It's a standard foot, so it's always the same size. So if you measure or I measure, no matter who's measuring, we're always going to get the same foot, okay? So I want to show you something because sometimes things are more than 1 foot. It's easy when it's 1 foot and we can say, oh, that's 12 inches, right? But what happens when it's more than a foot? Then how many inches is that? Well, let's figure that out, okay? So I'm going to put 1 ruler here, okay? And we know that this is 12, 1 ruler is 12 inches. Or that equals 1 foot. Okay, it's the same size. You can say it's 12 inches, you can say it's 1 foot. All right? But like I said, what happens when it's more than 1 foot, right? We have to figure out how can we figure this out. So I'm going to put another ruler up here. And now we easily know that this is, use a different color here. We easily know that this is 2 feet. Right? 1 foot, 2 feet. But how many inches is that? Okay, well, if you look at it carefully, we know that this ruler is 12 inches. And we know that this ruler is 12 inches. Right? So how much is it when you put that together? That's adding. So 12 inches plus 12 inches. And remember when we did addition? 12, and we went up and down like this, vertically. Add the ones. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then 1 10 and 1 10 is 2 10s. So 12 plus 12 is 24. So 2 rulers is 24 inches. Okay? So 24 inches equals 2 feet. Well, what happens when I have another foot? If I have another ruler, right? So let's take a look. So I'm going to line it up. And now I'm going to have 3 rulers, or we say 3 feet, right? Well, how many inches is that? Well, we know that another ruler is 12 inches, right? So we already know that this 12 plus this 12 makes the 24, right? Now I have to add another 12. So I'm going to take this 24 and I'm going to add 12 more. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. So that's 36 inches. 36 inches. So now we know 1 foot equals 12 inches, 2 feet is 24 inches, and 3 feet is 36 inches. Well, what happens if we have, like, look, I'm not done measuring my board yet, right? So let's add It's going to be a little bit more than my board, but that's okay. We're going to pretend that my board comes out to here for right now. I'm going to make sure I have it the right way. How much is 4 rulers going to be? Okay, so now I have 4 rulers, okay? And we know 4 rulers is 4 feet. But how many inches is that? Well, we knew 1 foot was 12 inches. Then we added 12 more, we got 24 inches. We added 12 more, we got 36 inches. So what do you think we have to do over here? Add how much more? Another 12. So where we had 36 inches, I'm going to bring this 36 up here just so you can see better. We're going to add another 12 inches. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. So it's 48 inches. So we always have to add 12 more inches, right? So that's all you do. Every time you have to add another ruler, you have to add another 12 inches, okay? So if I were to say, I have a thing here to erase with. Oh, here it is. So let's say I wanted to know, now I don't have any more rulers to put out, but let's say I wanted to know how many inches 5 feet was. Okay? That means it's 5 rulers. So that means it's 12 inches 5 times. So I could do 12 plus 12 plus 12. That's 3 rulers. 1 ruler, 2 rulers, 3 rulers. Plus another 12 inches. That's 4 rulers. Plus another 12. And you can add that up. Put it vertically and line it up, and you're going to get 60 inches. Or, so 5 feet equals 60 inches. Or, if you remember that 4 feet was 48 inches, you could just take that 48 inches and add another 12 for 1 more foot. And you'll still get 60. All right? So now we're going to take a little trip around my house and measure a few things and see how long it is. And we're going to know if it's in feet or in inches. Okay? Well, we're going to do both. All right, so the first thing I want to measure is my table. Okay? And what you're going to notice, I only have 1 ruler because most of us don't have 5 rulers laying around our house. I just went out and bought that to show you. But I want to show you when you have 1 ruler, what do you do? And then how do we figure out how long it is? All right, so Kendall, come over here with the camera so you can get this. So I'm going to start. Remember, this ruler has inches and centimeters. We're doing the inches, the ones that are bigger. So I'm going to start here, okay, because the end of my table is right here, all right? And here's 12 inches, but I don't have another ruler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger right there, all right? And then I'm going to pick up my ruler and move it to where I had my finger so that it marks exactly where I was. So now that's the same as, this was 1 ruler here, so 1 foot. Another ruler here, 2 feet, okay? I still have more space, so I'm going to put my finger here again and then pick the ruler up and move it, okay? And there I have 1 more ruler, so now it's 3 rulers, 3 feet. So I know my table's 3 feet, but I want to figure out how much is that in inches. So let me grab my paper, and Kendall's going to zoom in a little bit here. So we know that my table, measuring the table, right? We know that my table was 3 rulers long. 3 rulers is 3 feet. But I said, how much is that in inches? Well, I know 1 foot equals 12 inches. That's the abbreviation, by the way. All right? So if I have 3 rulers, I have to do 12 3 times. So I have to do 12 for my first ruler, 12 for my second ruler, and 12 for my third ruler, right? So 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 foot, because we know this is the same as a foot. So now I can add. Let's add my ones first. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. So that means that 3 feet, 1, 2, 3 feet, is 36 inches. So I can say that my table, which I had took me 3 rulers, which meant 3 feet, is also the same as saying it's 36 inches. I can say it both ways. 3 feet equals 36 inches. All right, so now we're going to measure my television, okay? So again, we line it up at the edge. I put my finger here to mark it, so I know where it stops. So that's 1 ruler, 1 foot. 2 rulers, or 2 feet. I'm going to put my finger to mark it. 3 rulers now, 3 feet. And 4 rulers, 4 feet. So I know it's 4 feet because it was 4 rulers. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now here comes the hard part. How many inches is that? Kendall, come on over. So now we're doing the TV. Can you see that? Is that bright enough or should we move over?
That's bright enough.
Okay. So we're doing the television, right? And we said it was 4 rulers. And we know 4 rulers is 4 feet. How many inches is that? Well, I know 1 ruler is 12 inches. 1 foot is 12 inches. 2 feet is another 12. 3 feet is another 12. And 4 feet is another 12. So if I add all those 12 inches up, I'm going to figure out how much 4 feet is. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so 4 plus 4 is 8. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So 4 feet equals 48 inches. I also could have done, if you remember, when I figured out 3 feet is 36, 4 feet is just 1 more ruler, so it's 1 more 12. So I could have just done 36 because that's 3 feet and add 12 more to that. Okay, but if you don't understand that, then just add the 12s up. All right? Okay, now we're going to measure this frame. Okay, let's see how big this is. Kendall, let's do an estimate first. This is 1 ruler here. So how many rulers do you think it's going to be, Kendall?
It looks like 2.
So you think maybe 1 more full ruler? So your estimate's 2. Let's see if Kendall's right. So here's 1 ruler, 1 foot. Put my finger there to mark it. And there's 2 full rulers, 2 feet. Let's go to our think paper here and figure out how much that is. So, Brody over here, honey. Let's see. Brody, let's ask Brody. Brody, what do you think? How much is 2 feet? How many inches? He doesn't know. Okay, so let's see. We have 2 feet, and we want to know, and so does Brody now, how many inches that is. So, 1 foot is how much, Kendall? How many inches?
1 foot is 12 inches.
Yeah, so 1 foot is 12 inches, right? So then if I have another foot, I have to add another, what, Kendall?
Another 12.
Okay, good. So if I add that, this is 1 foot, right? And this is 1 foot, because that equals 1 foot, and this equals 1 foot. So now I have to put those together for 2 feet. So 2 plus 2 is 4, right? See, Brody likes to measure 2. He's checking out the ruler. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 feet is 24. Brody, you have to move your paw. Brody, 24 inches. So 2 feet equals 24 inches. All right? How do you like that, Brody Boo? Good? All right.